All right, let's play a metaphorical game. And this game is called River Crossing or the River Crossing game. And as you can see here, there's people from, let's say, America that are trying to get over to Europe. And everybody wants to play this game. Pretend you must cross. It's something you absolutely have to have. And there's lots of different ways to get to the other side. There's easy and hard ways, fast and slow, short and long, creative, conventional, expensive or cheap. You can see that there's people that are going over the bridge on foot with vehicles. Some people are swimming. Somebody's biking on water. Some of these methodologies for getting over are obvious and some are more effective, but the reality is lots of people are crossing, which is interesting. And you want to play along, you want to cross. The funny thing about this game is actually the judges select the winners. So, what would you ask before you got started? Maybe in terms of eligibility, like who can actually play the game and what are the rules of the game so that you don't get disqualified? Are there any requirements that you have to partake in order to get there? Is there a time constraint? What resources are available to you? Is there a scoring system? Is there a certain number of winners? Like, what's like kind of the big prize? Just understanding the game. These are like the crazy things that I would ask if somebody basically gave me a high level overview of like the game is to get to the other side. I would have questions. So ultimately, you might change your approach when you start finding out little bits of information. So, from the standpoint of eligibility, technically anybody can participate, but there are some rules. So, Americans are not allowed to use the bridge. And it's like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, turns out we can't use the bridge because, I don't know, it's closed off for us. There are requirements. You have to demonstrate a unique approach. And in many cases, there is no timeline. You can do it anytime you want, day or night. Resources, yes, you can use vehicles, but obviously you can't get over that bridge unless, in maybe the job sense metaphor, you're working with a company already that has an office in Denmark. Maybe you can get somebody on the other side to help. That's entirely possible, and that would make sense. In a scoring system, like what are you judged on? Style, skill, ability, experience, the way that you would go about getting a job, right? Are there numbers of winners, like a max or min? Well, technically, like every other job application, there's a limited number of spots. And the prize is a new life, a completely new existence. So now that I've gone over that, would you plan before attempting? I think some people would, and other people might just go for it. And it turns out most people just wing it. And the reality is, when you put in minimal amounts of effort, you tend to get minimal results. And often you're quickly disqualified, sent back to the other side, and you got to start over. So if you're trying to get to the other side in this game, you got to start doing a little bit of planning before you actually go about attempting this. Is it a fair game? I think we all know the answer to that. Nope, not even a little. The unfair advantage will always exist in any game. I mean, with very few exceptions. So, of course, somebody that has lots of connections, if you have unique abilities or a larger set of skills, or you have a lot more experience, or maybe you just have more resources, there's lots of different angles that potentially give you the opportunity to have the unfair advantage. And of course, some of the other things that you can affect is effort and making your own luck, not necessarily just luck in general. But that is how life is. And I think there's lots of cool ways to make for unfair advantages work in your favor. So with connections, you can build them. With abilities and skills, you can build them. With experience, you can demonstrate your unique experience from all the work that you've historically done. There's lots of resources out there for you in the form of people and resources like this course that you're taking. There's lots of tactics and unique angles that you can take that everybody else is either ignoring or not using. And if you put more time and effort and energy into something, there's a high likelihood that you can make your own luck. I think this gets at a really kind of touchy subject, but ultimately, I think there's a really cool speech, and it's been made into countless motivational videos. Feel what you like about Matthew McConaughey. I actually listened to his audiobook Green Lights. I think it's surprisingly good. And I came out with a completely different, I guess, perception of Matthew McConaughey. But if you get a chance, it's a 5 minute watch, and I think it gives some real accountability to the idea of how one goes about navigating life with the way that they think about luck or fairness. So yeah, I hope you take a moment to watch that.